It has been 7 months since the devastating Eaton fire, and many in Altadena are still in need of critical funds. Now, to help with the recovery efforts, the Altadena Town Council has established the Eaton Fire Relief Fund, a fund dedicated to collect and provide direct support to Altadena residents. Every dollar raised goes directly to the survivors.
Joining us now are Milissa Marona from the Altadena Town Council, who's overseeing the Eaton Fire Relief Fund, and Bree Jensen, an Altadena resident who lost her home in the fire. Bree, I'm so sorry for the loss of your home.
Thank you.
How are things going right now for you?
For me personally, it's a little bit better. We finally got back into a long-term lease in the area in Pasadena, so my kids are feeling more settled. It's just amazing, the shakeup, how that can impact your mental health. So we're feeling more stable.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
So great to hear that for sure. And Milissa, since these funds were established, we know that over 3,000 residents have applied for direct aid. That's a staggering number. How are you managing this demand with the limited funds you have?
It's been difficult. You know, we want to get money into the hands of people. They have so many needs. And so we were able to give out grants, which will go out this week for 500 people, between $500 and $1,000, which is really not that much, but enough to get people back on their feet a little bit. Groceries and, you know.
The basics.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you think about the start of school and things like that. That can be something that gets a backpack and some school supplies and that kind of thing as well. Bree, I'm so glad your kids are feeling settled again. I have to imagine, though, as the adult in the room, it still feels like a lot of stress. You know, what are your needs right now, even though you do feel a little bit more settled than you did before?
Yeah, you know, I so appreciate you having us, because I think sometimes people can forget, but it can get harder before it gets better. So the community in particular is very unstable right now. We're all looking for ways to rebuild without enough funding, without some people not being insured, some people living in their cars. I know a lot of the stories that came in from those that applied for the grants are families with toddlers living in cars. So the major needs right now is stability, short-term stability, so that people can make long-term choices.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Talk about, Milissa, what are you hearing from community members? They know there's a fund out there right now. Are you getting the support you need?
Not really, no. We have gotten wonderful gifts from people, but unfortunately the need is staggering. If we wanted to give 3,000 people $5,000 each, which would just scratch the surface, maybe get people into their long-term temporary housing, that would be $15 million.
Wow.
And we are well short of that. And so we would just like to be able to give people what they need. You know, one of the stories is a woman had a child the day of the fire. She's been in 9 homes ever since then. 9 homes in 7 months with a newborn. People are reaching out to me every day. I need to pay rent. I need groceries. I need to have, you know, just the basic needs for my kids. And so it's gut-wrenching, you know. I want to, if I had $15 million, I'd hand it over. Yeah, but I don't. And so we're just out here wanting to give people what they need.
I can tell you're that type of person. How are you managing just being inundated all the time?
You know, I am so fortunate that my home was okay, but one of the things my neighbor said to me is, my home is okay. Our homes are okay in our neighborhood. That means we need to do the work.
Absolutely.
And so we're out here trying to do the work. I drive by the empty lots every day. You know, I have heard an acronym for HOPE. We want to give people hope. Hold on, pain ends. And
I like
so
that.
I want to be able to give that to people, a little bit of hope, so that they can move forward.
I love that. Milissa, this recovery fund was established with the CEO of GoFundMe, Tim Cadigan, who is also an Altadena resident.
Wow.
Now, we just checked about 10 minutes ago, and so far, about $500,000 have been raised. But as you mentioned, you need a whole lot more.
Exactly.
How can folks help?
Well, it is the EatonFireFund.com. People can go right there. It looks like a regular GoFundMe. That's our partnership with GoFundMe. They are a .org, so you are able to get a tax deduction. And if you go right to there, it links directly. So EatonFireFund.com.
Perfect.
Well, Milissa and Bree, thank you both so much for being here this morning and sharing your stories. And hopefully people will go check that out.
Great.
We appreciate it.
Thanks so much.